Tonight on Paige's Kitchen, we have a special guest. This is my husband, Jack Jacobs, and you're going to make your mom's famous tuna salad. It's a Hungarian tuna salad.
My mom's Hungarian, so I think it's possibly Hungarian. But you know, there's some foods that stick with you your whole life, and I've eaten this since I was in grade school, elementary school. And I remember going to the lunchroom, and the kids, when I open up the bag, you know, you smell the tuna fish, they're like, what's that? But by the end of the school year, they were all trading me their ding-dongs and ho-hos and pies and stuff to get a slice of the sandwich. Well, so, you know, if kids like it, it's got to be good.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's get started. What are we going to use?
Well, we got starters. We got tuna fish. And you want to use the tuna that's in water, not oil.
Okay.
And we're going to use about 8 ounces of this. We got 2 different packets here. They came in it used to come in a can, 8-ounce can, but now they've got in these packages and stuff, so I had to get 2 different packages.
A 6-ounce and a 2-ounce package.
Right.
Okay.
Then we got some hard-boiled eggs. Then we got paprika, not the smoked one, just a regular red paprika, Lori seasoned salt, and some mayonnaise.
Okay.
It's very simple, very easy to make.
And how many eggs are you using?
We're going to use 5. You want to use 5 large eggs in this batch. If you want to make more, you can double it. Sometimes I use 10, and then the proportions are just double. You'd be using about 16 ounces of tuna fish and so on as we go along.
All right, I just remembered this is a new thing, so go ahead and get started. What are you going to grate?
We are going to grate the eggs first, and I started up some already. And we're using the old box grater. I don't know if you remembered I had my sister on here. This is the way the Hungarians do it.
You guys are crazy with that grater, and that's I want to put the glove on, so I'm here, your support system over here.
Yeah. You just sort of cup your hand around the egg here and then slide it up and down. It really doesn't. The box grater doesn't cut your hands at all.
Okay,
take it easy on
everyone be careful.
But the idea of this is that there's a certain size that you want to get in here as you're grating the eggs down. And if you hand chop it, the chunks tend to be too big.
See, that's the way mom made it. Yeah. Everything was chopped up, and then she had celery in hers too.
Right, and but then if you put it in like a food processor, sometimes it gets minced up too much.
There would be like a deviled egg on this then.
Yeah. So this basically gets it to the right size for this recipe. So that's the way I learned how to do it.
Well, I have to say that it really is delicious. The first time you made it, I wasn't quite so sure. Remember that?
Yep.
I just kind of looked at it. I was like, oh, I don't know about that.
Not sure about the texture.
Yeah, it was the whole texture thing because I was used to chopped eggs and celery, and yours was different. So
now we're going to add our tuna fish. You want to make sure that you get the water out of it. You don't want a whole lot of water. It'll make it a little bit watery.
Okay.
So if you could drain any off our big package especially.
Yeah, I don't. Do they even still make the tuna in the cans anymore? I haven't looked at the store.
Yeah, I don't know. And the nice thing about this recipe is if you're not a big fan of tuna fish, you can leave the tuna fish out and just have egg salad.
Have egg salad?
The recipe's the same. My mom used to either make it as egg salad or she'd make it as tuna fish. Just depends what you feel like.
How do you know how much mayonnaise to use?
Getting that to a second. First of all, we got to do the season. And if you've never used seasoned salt before, I know there's some purists out there that just like to use salt and pepper. But if you've never used seasoned salt on stuff, it is just amazing. You know, I like to cook my steaks and chicken.
Right, you do.
You're missing out if you don't grill stuff with some seasoned salt. This does the same thing for the tuna fish. And what we're going to do is just going to put a dusting on top of the tuna fish, and then I know I've got enough when I know that the tuna fish is coated.
Okay. And you're making this in the same bowl as you're keeping it in, which it's like amazing.
I know you like to make it in a different bowl.
I'm a little pressy about
so it's all nice and neat on there's no spillage and everything.
True. Okay.
And then we're going to use about 2 heaping tablespoons of mayonnaise. And again, if you doubled the recipe, it'd be 4.
All right.
And we'll start off with this. And what we want to do is we want to get it incorporated as we stir it. We want to get the egg yellows, the yolks, incorporated into the mayonnaise so you don't see any of the yellow. And then we also want to break up any of the chunks of the tuna fish so you don't have any big pieces of tuna.
See, and again, that's what makes it so different from what I'm used to.
And you don't want to be eating a sandwich or a tuna salad or whatever and then just bite into a big piece of tuna fish. So basically gonna whip it up by hand here to get everything incorporated.
It looks pretty, doesn't it? The yellow of the yolks.
Yeah. Especially with our eggs. These are from our chickens.
These are from our chickens. We have happy chickens at this house.
Yeah.
Spoiled chickens, we should say.
And like you said, some people like to have a little crunch in their tuna fish, and at times my mom would always change up things every once in a while, like moms are known to do. And she'd throw in some green onions or green peppers or some celery. You can do that if you like a little crunch in it. I prefer it without it.
And then how do you know how much paprika to put on there? Because it seems like you usually just pretty much coat it on there.
Yeah. When you put the paprika on, my mom always did, she got everything mixed up here and then she smoothed out the top here nice and neat. And then she would say that she wanted to coat the top just where it makes it look nice, but it also makes it taste great too with the paprika. And this is the part that makes it Hungarian, I think, because Hungarians love paprika. If you go to a Hungarian wedding, I think they don't throw rice, they throw paprika.
I know that's not
I just made that up. But I just like to sprinkle a little bit on top.
I like the way that you sprinkle. You always just barely tap that.
Yeah, I'm afraid to knock too much out here, and then you get a big splotch of paprika.
That looks perfect. Now we have lunch ready.
Okay, you got all the ingredients mixed together, and now the key to this is you never eat it warm.
Okay.
Got it. To me, it always tastes best chilled. So you want to put it in the refrigerator and chill it at least a couple hours, or even better, overnight. And that way, the seasoned salt, paprika, and everything get a chance to work their magic.
Okay. All right.
And that's my mom's tuna fish recipe.
Thank you, Lovey. I think they could do this. Do you think so?
I think they can.
Okay.